Hello, welcome to this yin yoga practice that I want to share with you. My name is Monica Merleau, and I'm in this beautiful space at Wellma Studio. They generously shared me to use the space. And this is going to be a short practice, and I really like I like having short practices in yoga. I mean, it's great when we go somewhere and it's an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes. But I believe that there's always, what I do in my practice is to have little short ones so that I can get into my center, move my body, and then I can start off my day. Or yin yoga, if you're not familiar, is holding poses, and we hold them to, depending on a minute, a couple of minutes, and you allow yourself to release and take your time. It's a gentler way in a practice, and it gives you an opportunity to slow down. And that, I think, is a big thing in our society where we don't slow down enough. And yin yoga gives you that opportunity. Connecting to your breath, noticing how you feel. So in this practice, this is all going to be allowing yourself to open up to possibilities. I thought it would be nice that we can do a practice that is uplifting, and you can use this maybe to, when you come home, you're tired and maybe you got something to do. You can bring this practice in. So we're going to start off in your yin yoga. If you're at home, you can use bolsters or pillows and blankets. So I brought a few props here. So there's many things. You just bring things along, and what we use them for is to prop our bodies in a certain way so that we're comfortable, and then we can release. So the first pose that we're going to be doing is the resting pose with our knees bent. So we're just going to come along like this. And make yourself comfortable. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to make ourselves comfortable, and you want to have your feet hip width apart. You can actually just remove this if you want, the blanket, and lie flat on your back. And then let your knees rest onto each other. Take a moment to just settle into your body, onto the mat, placing your hands onto your belly. And you have the option to keep your eyes open or closed. For some people, if you have a lot of anxiety, it's a little tricky to close the eyes, and that's okay. Give yourself opportunity for your energy to start to settle, and then maybe you can close your eyes a little bit later. Now just notice the ebb and flow of your breath, the rising of the belly and the fall of the belly. And maybe you can engage a longer breath, breathing in and release through the mouth. Just giving yourself time to slow down, connect with yourself. Notice what you need. and honor what you are giving yourself. This gift of slowing down and resting, pausing, allows you to rejuvenate in a positive way. Don't worry if your breathing is at a different pace. Taking in your surroundings. And you can stay here as long as you want. We're going to move on to the next pose. So you take your time coming up. You want to just move nice and slow. And the next one that we're going to be doing is going to be a banana pose. So I'm going to show you on one angle, and then I'll talk to you on the other side. On banana pose, basically we are lying down on one side, and you want to just support. You don't want to lie on top of your support or your pillow or whatever support that you're using. You want it to just kind of nudge in the curve of your back. And from here, you lie on your side, stretch out your arms. And this allows you to start to release and lengthen. You can stretch out the body a little bit more and lean back. So this whole feeling, so you arch back a little bit. Think about that you are in a standing pose, you would be arching back, but you're doing this you're lying down. And what this does, activates on one side of the body, the energy lines, the meridian lines. So there's a purpose in Yin yoga. It's a Chinese practice, combination of Chinese and yoga. And so we work with the meridian lines. So what we do is from here, you connect to your breath and allow the support in the back here to support you. Fall into it. If you have to nudge a little bit more, go ahead. And we just stay here for a minute. Maybe deep breathing in and out. Notice what arises. If you feel any discomfort, just notice it and start to learn how to breathe through discomfort. It will dissipate. Once again, you want to lengthen your practice. You can stay in each pose a little longer. I'm going to be demonstrating, showing you on the other side. So I come back, on the arch of the back, do a little bit of this banana movement, and then I lean back. A little bit of surrendering going on here. And on each side, you are releasing energy more on, depending on the organs, on which side you're on, your kidneys, your digestive tract. Opening up in the solar plexus. So you're starting to open up and release that energy. Really connect to your breath. See if you can soften even the top of the muscles a little bit, if you can just lean into that support. Allowing yourself to release each time, letting go tension as you exhale. On your next in-breath, inhale, slowly take your time, using your hands for support to come up. Remove your bolster. And you can either come onto your knees or standing. I'm just going to come onto my knees. And we're going to just start to move a little bit the midsection. So coming onto your knees, like standing position like this, or standing up completely, but I want you to see me clearly. And we're going to just practice focusing. We'll do it through the breath, but we're just moving. We're not moving the head and we're not moving our hips, just the center. And what that does is allows you to draw your focus, your attention on more isolated section of your body. Now we do it with the breath, breathing, exhaling to one side, to the other side. It's a really subtle shift. And sort of drawing one rib out to one side and then to the other. In all that we do, the breath is the most important before anything else. So breathing in like a wave. What this does is allows you the circulation, the fluids to move through the intestines, to open our digestion. Also gives you tools in how to bring your attention to certain areas of the body without being overwhelmed. Just a little bit more on each side. You can even come bringing your hands up. You do this as long as you want. I do advise that you do at least for a minute, breathing through and release. So the next one that we'll be doing is puppy pose. If you have any knee issues, I advise that you put something underneath your knees. And this is puppy pose is going to activate your heart center, grounding down through, like we started off rooting into our base of our spine. So now we're expanding a little wider. You draw your arms out Bring your knees hip width apart. Extend your arms out. Let's just take a deep breath. Breathe in and exhale, draw down. And let's elevate, lengthen. I just want you to lengthen into the spine. And bow forward. Keeping your arms active. Breathing in, drawing in, enlarging into the ribs. Breathe out. Feel the release dropping down into your sit bones. Breathe fully and let go. Releasing in the lower back. If you do have trouble touching your head to the floor, you can always have support resting your head, but depending on the openness of your chest, you can rest your forehead on something supported. If you want to open up into the heart center a little bit more, you might go down a little bit lower. Few more deep inhale and exhale. Releasing. Feel the release in the lower back. Feel the hips open up. Feel openness, expansion. Now, taking your time, inhale, roll up your spine. And we're going to come into a forward bend. Just going to move this aside. If you have, once again, if you have any back issues, I really personally, for me, I like to have the knees bent in my forward bend. We don't want to hyperextend. And we're just going to do a roll down. Take a deep breath first in and exhale. Slowly roll down. Once you are in a forward bend, allow the weight to distribute in your feet, finding that center. Allow your arms to just weigh down. Let it go through the breath. And then you can grab a hold of your elbows to create a little extra weight. Keeping the knees soft. Deepening in the belly breath. So there's a balance in engaging the legs, but surrendering in the upper body. If you feel there's a little bit too much tension, you might want to rise up a little bit. You can also use a chair or something to support. You can even do something like this, bending the knees. Taking your time, take a deep breath, breathe in, exhale. We're going to come down onto the back. And we're going to come into a lying down twist. Bringing your arms out. First, draw your knees into your chest. Draw your arms out and take a deep breath. Breathe in and exhale, bringing your knees to one side. Now, there are several options you can do. I'm going to show you on this side. If you bring your knees over to one side, you want to make sure that your shoulders kind of stay settled onto the mat. You might want to maybe put a pillow or something between your legs if you feel there's too much resistance. You might need something behind you, a little back support. So play around with that. The idea is that you want to start to feel enough that you can release, taking a deep breath, breathing in, and turning your head the opposite direction. Feeling enough that you can just let go, start to relax the upper body, the upper leg. Taking breath in. And allow the spine to really open and release. Soften into the fingertips. You can always place your hand on top of the knee if you want to go a little deeper. That allows pressure to push down. This is great release in this lower side of the body into the buttocks. Taking a deep breath, breathe in, draw your knees into your chest. And just to show you what it's like on the other side, bring your knees to one side. So some of us cannot go all the way down. You could put something underneath your knees. Or if you want a little bit of support, like this. But the idea is that you take a deep breath, inhale, open up, turn your head the opposite direction and feel the release on the out breath. Deep belly breathing. This is such a beautiful way to let go of anything, any stress you're holding on to. You just let it go, release. Creates openness in your body. Softening into the face. Fingertips. Taking another breath in, breathe in. And exhale out. Let's draw the knees into our chest, rocking side to side. And we're going to just hug our knees. Breathing in. Just supporting yourself. This is very soothing, calming the nervous system. By now, you should be able to really feel a shift in you through your breath, relaxing the body. Feeling the soothing effect of the belly as it rises up and down. Again, you can do this as long as you like. I recommend holding this at least for a minute so you can feel the benefits of each pose. The last one we're going to be doing is supported butterfly pose. So if you do not have a bolster like this, then you can always have like a rolled towel or a blanket, a big blanket. And we want to place it right at the base of our spine or lower back, and a little bit of support for the back of the neck. The other thing that I suggest, you can use blocks or little pillows or something. And for some of us, we might be open. So just this, so we might be open and love the release. But most people are kind of like this. Their knees are lifted. So what I recommend is you want to feel supported so that you can allow yourself to open your body. If you feel too much resistance, it's not the same practice as other yoga practices where you're kind of using an energetic way to not force things, but to make things happen. Whereas in yin yoga, it's a lot of surrendering and acceptance. So it's a little bit like restorative yoga. So if you feel like your knees, you don't go down, you can just place them underneath, and this allows you to still open up. Beautiful opening up in the hip flexors and the heart opening. So we just rest down like this. Maybe adjust, giving enough support for your head. And we're just going to stay here for a few minutes. Let us take a nice deep breath, breathing in. Allow yourself to feel the expansion in the solar plexus, in the heart center, your throat, your neck, your hip flexors. Maybe you can stay here for a little while, and then if you feel you want to open up a little bit, you can remove the support, but only if you feel that you can relax into it enough. Opening up, giving yourself this opportunity to release anything that feels the heaviness. I highly recommend that you stay in this position at least for 5 minutes, because this is the last one that we just let go. A lot of emotions are released. Anything that you've been holding on to, suppressing, this is a great way to feel safe, to open up and let go. If you feel like some people get quite emotional in this position just because they spend so much time protecting themselves. We are creating a fluid openness through the body. A wave of breath flowing from the tip of your toes all the way up. Maybe if you breathe in, holding the breath, and then exhale. Let it just slide off of you. Fingertips are soft. So you stay here as long as you like. I'm going to draw the knees gently. When you're coming out of this position, you gently draw your knees together and then roll over to one side. Take your time, just rest. Honoring this beautiful care for you. And when you're ready, come up to sitting. Maybe take a moment placing your hands on your heart center, sending gratitude towards yourself and love. Notice the openness and the shifts and changes that you might feel within you. Be thankful that you've given the time for your self-care. A great way to start your day or to end your day. Thank you.